Hey guys, welcome back to ToonPang. This is Jaden here. This video is going to be a little bit special for me because I had never actually built a Lightsworn deck before, especially not a 60 card Lightsworn deck. And without grass, it's a little bit touchy, but I think I countered that fairly well. Before we get started, I just want to say I did receive a comment in the last video talking about mats or whatever, and I know it was just a one-off thing, but it did get me thinking about how I should get a new mat. So I got this one, it's custom. The artist did a fantastic job. Yeah, and I absolutely love it. Tell me what you think in the comments. But yeah, anyway, we'll get straight into it. So to start, you gotta run the triple JD. I think it is super important to be running triple JD in a 60 card deck. You don't see it too much, which is fantastic, and then it's kind of there when you need it, so that's what's really most important. And then onto the actual Lightsworns of the deck. So you're running triple Raiden, extremely important. A great play is if you mill the Raiden, search for the Lumina, and then special the Raiden back out with the Lumina effect. It is absolutely fantastic. And then Lumina is, yeah, triple Lumina. Before we continue, I actually want to point out this was built within this week. Well, it was built within a couple weeks, and I was waiting for the mail to arrive for my high rarity stuff. So excuse for like the random comments throughout. But yeah, I will be upgrading the rarities on these soon. So triple Lumina, she's super important. Basically, you just pitch a card, special Lightsworn from grave. She's level 3, which is a little bit awkward, and she's not a tuner, but it's not too bad if you're just going to link them away. So I think she became even stronger with the link format, which was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, and then, yeah, so just being able to special someone that milled out Raiden is always fantastic. And then Wolf, like one of the best Lightsworns. I mean, he sucks to brick, but yeah, you just send him to grave with any spell or monster effect, and then he just special summons himself back out. He's a 2100 beast stick. And then you use him to either, because he's a level 4, which makes him great for like maneuver and stuff, and then he's also just great link material and stuff, extends players. And then one that isn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but double Fearless. I do love Fearless, but how you can only pitch it off a monster effect kind of sucks. And it can't be normal time the same as Wolf, and Wolf's just a bit better. But Fearless has a better effect where she can contribute herself to pop a card. Or banish, was it banish? Pop a card, I don't remember. But yeah, and then it's a bit touchy. You never use that effect, and you're just going to link her away anyway. She is level 4 though, which is fantastic, and like it does come up. Like it comes up way more often than when you pitch it off the spells and stuff. Plus another name of Lightsworns in the grave for JD, which is always good. And then the last Lightsworn I run is one Lumina. Minerva. This card's nuts, actually. Like this is like my little spicy tech staple, but like you can pitch it from your hand to activate like different effects or whatever, and you are running the plant engine, so it's like you pitch it, you mill an extra, or you just send it, like you mill it off of a charge lap gauge, you mill more. It's pretty good for getting through your 60 cards, and you know, just the one-off is nice. Like I wouldn't run it at 2, it's a little bit bricky if you draw it, but just another name for the Lightsworns in the grave is really nice. And then you run the plant engine, so I run triple Lone 5 Awesome. I think it's absolutely essential to run this. You draw this, it's basically like a watch and let me play. It's like, it is fantastic. Like I love the card. Then you run the triple Scorpio to give you access to the Cobra, and the Cobra gives you the Brilliant Fusions. This play is fantastic. They also go into MX Saber Invoker, giving you 1000 Blades. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And I'll show you the combo at the end of the video if you don't already know it. Then triple Snow. It's so important to run triple Snow in 60 card Lightsworns. You get her to the grave when you need her, because you can pitch her off you can pitch her off Curious. And then yeah, with the 3 of in the deck, you don't really want to draw her, but you can pitch her off with the spells and traps, which is fantastic, which is awesome. And then another card to extend your plays is triple I can't remember his name. Triple Destrudo. So yeah, and triple Destrudo. This card is absolutely fantastic. Even if it's pitched to grave, you draw it in hand, you can just special summon it by paying half your life, and it's going to extend your plays amazingly, either for a link or your level 7 synchros, which is absolutely nuts. And then another card to extend plays is Goblinberg. I've never been a huge fan of Goblinberg, but it is fantastic in this deck. This is a ramp deck, so it struggles to basically get that first summon, and it needs that first summon. It really, really sucks if the first summon gets a Fate Baited, but luckily not many people are running Fate Baited, but impermanence is also just as big an issue. So you gotta be really careful when playing this deck. It does lose to effect negation, so just be careful. Like, make your choices wisely, like when using this. And then you run the clowns, so that's like the 1 juggler, the 1 trick clown, and the 2 hat tricker. And 2 hat tricker is absolutely necessary because like you get it into your hand and it's basically just like, oh, I special summon more, which is fantastic. This is basically your Karibo. This will give you 1,000 Blades with the combo at the end, which is awesome. And it can also be searched off of this if you need it in hand for whatever reason. But yeah, you mill one of these, it kind of sucks. I mean, it's on the end of this deck. Like, it's just a play extender. It doesn't actually do a crazy amount for the deck, but it is nice to have. So I run 2 just so for more chances of seeing it. Then your 1,000 Blades. This card is like MVP late game. You just pay any amount of life, or you take life, or anything. You just special summons out. You get more monsters on board. It is fantastic. Then the Glow Up Bulb to give you Nat Beast and just more extending of plays. Like, people like, they don't expect Glow Up Bulb to come out of the grave if I don't have an Earth monster on field. But if I can make a high level link monster just by special summoning this out, sometimes I'll do that because it's just going to win me the game anyway, and then, you know, like, just more monsters on board is good. And then for like your snow targets and also like anything else, just the Dotscaper and Giant Rex. Dotscaper's like kind of nuts. Like, you can use his effects of Grave and Banish in one duel, but only once each. So like, if he's in Grave, you special summon him, and then if he gets sent to Banish, you can special summon him again, and then that's it. So you get 1 each, and then Giant Rex is just a permanent recurring from Banish, which is, these cards are nuts with Fairy Tale Snow. But also just Dotscaper, like if you do it right, you can set it to Grave, special summon it, do all your plays or whatever, Banish off Snow, special summon again to just do more crap, which is absolutely nuts, and I think like amazing. Then the Garnet for the Brilliant Fusion. Yeah, you can run any Gem Knight, doesn't matter, I just whatever. Spells now, I run triple Charge of the Light Brigade. This is like the best spell cards Lightsworns have. Just mill 3 in search. It is completely nuts. I couldn't imagine a card being made like this in 2018. It does so much for the deck. And then another card which is kind of nuts, which is the Solar Recharge. This is what Charge of Light Brigade should have been, like originally, and then just worked off of that, because you need to have a Lightsworn in hand to like resolve it. But like, just being able to mill 2 and draw 2 is a bit nuts. Like, just manipulating your hand is always good, and then being able to mill is always good in Lightsworns. So yeah, absolutely fantastic. Then the triple Brilliant Fusion. I got the secrets from the new BLR. I actually am a really big fan of the secrets over the supers. Obviously, if I could afford the ultimates, that's some big money right there. But yeah, triple Brilliant Fusion. This is fantastic because it's part of the combo where you can send Trick Clown and then you get 1,000 Blades and do all the crazy nutty stuff, and then instant Curious, which is fantastic. This deck makes a 1-card Curious, which is really nice. And then a card that I've been playing a little bit lately, but I've been a really big fan of, is triple Slash Draw. Basically, it fixes a lot of what this deck had problems with, and essentially it's the bricks. So either you brick the Wolf, or you brick the Cobra, it's Cobra, or you brick the brick the Garnet. You just Slash Draw it to Grave, you mill more, which is absolutely fantastic. It has a possible win condition, but you're not really using it for that, and then you get to draw an extra card, which is, like, it's crazy. Like, it's Dark World dealings with extra steps, but the extra steps make it so, like, worth running for this deck. Like, I can't picture it running in a lot of other decks, but for this, it's perfect. Then Double Pot of Desires. I don't like it at 3, but 2 is perfect in 60 card, because you're just getting rid of 10, drawing 2, which is nuts. You dig 10 cards deeper into your deck or whatever, and then just draw 2, and it's like, yeah, you never banish anything, which is crazy. Except for that one time I banished 3 Snow, which really kind of sucked. Yeah, that's the only issue with, you know, Pot of Desires. But, you know, you take that gamble when you activate it. But at 60 card, you usually don't really have trouble going off with plays after that. Then the Soul Charge and the Monster Reborn. yeah, these cards are just really good recurring. If you mill one, you have the other. If you have the other, you know, you can just use them, extend plays and further and all that, you know, just, I had room, so I run them. Then Foolish Burial and Dragon Shine, nuts, like, it's just a grave deck. You send Destrudo straight there. I mean, you can send JD as well, but like if you have, I don't know, something. And then, but Foolish Burial, this just reads Special Wolf, or like bringing that beast out, which is fantastic. And this just brings the Destrudo, so it just reads 7, Synchro 7, do it, and which is absolutely fantastic. This card reads Special Summon Giant Rex from deck, which is absolutely nuts, because you just activate this, banish Giant Rex will trigger and special summon himself. Absolutely nuts. I'm sure you could use it to pick out a card, and what is it? I don't even know. I don't even use its effect for real reasons. During the second standby phase, yeah, you don't use it for its actual effect, but yeah, just special summon Giant Rex from deck, and then if it becomes dead, you can pitch it off of the slash draws or other effect, you know, activations like Lumina and stuff, which is awesome. And then the one reinforcement in the army. Why am I running? I was running. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, gold reinforcement in the army for whatever reason. Okay. Yeah, like I said, this deck's in the process of rarity bumping. But yeah, reinforcement in the army, access to raiding instantly, and all that kind of stuff, which is really, really nice. Yeah, so you just run the one of it because it's like a necessary thing. Yeah, and then so I'll move straight on to the extra deck. So with the extra deck, I'm running the Seraph Knight, which is, you know, important. It's your double summon, which is fantastic. Your MX Saber Invoker, part of the combo, which is awesome. Double Maneuver. I think Double Maneuver is like really good in 60 card. Just because you do run one, like you can run 1 or 2 in 40 card, depending on how you like to play. But in 60 card, the games can go a bit like longer, or you use resources faster for whatever reason, and then it's just like you can make multiple maneuvers. Why not? And then the Naturia Beast, this card is fantastic, don't even need to explain it. Then the FA Dawn Dragster, like if you can't make the Nat Beast, you just make the Dawn Dragster, because you can make one or the other, which is fantastic. And then you're just gonna like, they're both really good against spells, so obviously. Like, and then, you know, but Nat Beast is a bit nuts because you get to mill every time you negate, which is, you know, just like his little brother, his big brother, you know, basically. And then the Michael for more names, like, actually, I use his effect a bit, which is surprising because you can pay the 1,000 or whatever, and then special 1,000 blades and stuff, and then you also get it banished, which is kind of nuts. But at the same time, it's like you really just use him because he's more names for like Lightsworn stuff, which is fine because, you know. But then again, his options to banish stuff on the field is also really nice. And then the Black Rose, because it's Black Rose, and then it's like a surprise board wipe. If you didn't use it game 1 and you just made your Dawn Dragster or whatever, when you do your Destrudo plays, they won't be expecting the Black Rose. They'll be like, okay, he's running the Dawn Dragster and the Michael for his 2 Synchro 7s, because most people only run 2, but then you bring out Surprise Black Rose, and it's really nice, which is absolutely fantastic. You play a little bit of a mind game with your opponent, which is really great. And then you're moving on to like the Heart and Soul of like 2018 Lightsworns, which is all their Link monsters. So, Underclock Taker. Oh, and I know that Cybernetic Horizons just come out. I haven't managed to grab a hold of that light dude yet, but yeah, I'm not like completely sure what I take out for it, but yeah, I do want to run it, so yeah, just keep that in mind. But yeah, 1 Underclock Taker. It's just generic too, it's absolutely fantastic. Masseuse Radiant, it's part of the combo. You need it, so yeah, there's that. Then the Underclock, then the Decode Torga. This card's sick. It's just a little bit of protection, a bit of like, you know, a fear of the big attacking monsters and stuff. It's just absolutely nuts. More monsters off board. It's just more options to go into. And then the Curious, necessary. This card, you can't run the deck without Curious, and I think it's good at 1. Like I don't feel like I need to go to 2 Curious. I know some people like running it at 2 because they can make 2, but like you activate it once, you send a card from deck to grave, and you mill 3, and it's amazing. But like I never need it more than once. And then like the next 2 cards, I'm gonna give like other suggestions to at the end of the video, so stick around if you don't want to run them. But the Soyuja and the Borreload, these cards are so good. Like Soyuja's just more summons and fix your hand, and then Borreload's just Borreload. It's like still I take your monster. Like it's amazing. Big attacks, really good. And then the last card, Boral Guard Dragon. I don't have room for Boral Sword in here, but I prefer the Boral Guard, and I'm gonna explain like right now. And also just buy this. It's like $8. Like just run it in the deck, please, Lightsworn players. Let me explain why. So you summon out your Beauregard, your Beauregard dragon, right? And he's on the field wherever, and then special summon JD, right? So JD comes out, board wipe, he won't die. So he won't die, he's fine, and then just set a spell or trap or like whatever, send that spell or trap to grave, and revive a monster that was just destroyed by his effect. And then just bash, 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 bash. Like, it's just... It's too good. Like, that situation is too good and is most likely going to win you the game. And I've done it multiple times, and I think it's so good. And just his effect, like, he's got a mini Book of Moon effect, or not really, just turns it to defense. But yeah, it's just so good. And then his not being able to be destroyed by card effect is really nice. Actually, wait, I think it's monster effect. Can't be destroyed. No, it's destroyed by card effect. Like, that is absolutely nuts. So, like, yeah. No Dark Hole, no Roageki, no whatever. JD can't do anything against him. Great in the mirror match if you come across another Lightsworn player. 3,000 attack is respectable, and a Link 4, and I make him more sometimes than I make these two, even though like these two are like the goal. But like if I need him more, I'll go into him. You know, he's so good. He is so good. Yep. So that's the extra deck. Now, this deck doesn't have a side deck. I'm just going to show you 15 cards that are like, I could recommend to you. They're not really, it's not a side deck. Let's just put it that way, it's not a side deck, but these are 15 cards I will recommend to you if you like Lightsworns, and then these are possible cards you can run. So the one Barkion, it's good against like Altergeist and stuff, because it's just Nat Beast but for traps. So depending on the format, you know, it might be better, it might be worse, you know, you don't know. And then like the Stardust Spark Dragon does similar to what Beauregard does, but more, he protects any monster from being destroyed by JD, so he's not bad, including himself. So yeah, he's pretty good. Just level 8, he's generic 8, which means you can just make him with a Raiden and whatever 4, which is good. The Trish, yeah, you can make it with like the Glot Bulbs and whatever, but yeah, really good. Like, it's just Trish, banished from field, hand, you know, whatever. It's just good. Crystal Wing, yeah, a lot of people make it. People make it with, I think it's Michael and Nat Beast, if I remember correctly, because Michael's just Synchro, and then no, sorry, it's Michael and Glotbob, not Nat. I meant Glotbob. You use Glotbob to make Nat Beast. So yeah, because Michael's just Synchro, and then Glotbob's your tuner, and then you just bring out Crystal Wing, and Crystal Wing's good. And then your Cypher Lord Omega, Cypher Lord Omega, just your hand and stuff, and then then your third copy of Fearless. Sometimes I want to run 3 of her. Like, it's stupid because I know if I run 3 of her, I'm going to brick her, but like I'm not, and then whatever. So it's up to you. Like, people only want to run her at 1, which is fine as well. But you know, I'd recommend running her. And then some people like to run the triple Eclipse Wyvern just to get access to JD faster. And now this deck, like, it doesn't run hand traps more because you're just going to mill them, and then like you draw them. They don't extend your plays or whatever. And this is a ramp deck. So you really want to build Grave Presence more than anything. But if you're going to run a trap, if you're going to run hand traps, I recommend these. The Psyframe Gammas and then the Psyframe Driver. Mainly because the Gammas can resolve even if Driver goes to Grave, which is amazing because you're just going to mill the Driver anyway. It always happens. And then gives you instant access to your Omega, which is, it's good because it gives you that monster negate and then an Omega on top. So it does more than just a normal hand trap, which is fantastic. And if I was going to run a hand trap in Lightsworns, it'd be this. So yeah, there you go, there's that. And then the last two, for just the 15 recommendations, would be the Galaxy Cyclone. Like, with everyone, I'm pretty sure we all agree that this card's really bad, but in Lightsworns, it's pretty good if you need the spell trap negates, or the spell trap poppers, because you mill this and then you can just banish it from grave to become an MST, which is like, it's fine, and it's like, it's a good removal for Lightsworns, but if you set it, you can just destroy the face up or whatever, and then goes to grave, and then you can destroy it again. It's kind of a Twin Twister, but no. But yeah, it works for Lightsworns because it can work even if it's milled, which is good. Then just going back to the extra deck now, like if we're just talking about the Borreload and the Saryuja, look, 2 cards I'd recommend to take out, like for the Saryuja and the Borreload. One of them is just a Diamond Direwolf. Diamond Direwolf is just good non-targeting removal. It's just a really good card in general. I would run it if I could just make the room for it. It's already tight because I'm also going to add the Light Link monster, which has come out in the new Cybernetic Horizon. But yeah, it's just non-targeting removal, which is really nice. And then for the other one, just literally any of the topological line. Just pick your favorite and run it. I would run Bomber, but I know Bomber's a little bit pricier than the other two. But like, if you just want to play like something cheap, just go this, can end the game or whatever, depending on the deck you're versing, which is absolutely fine. So the Trismania, there's no shame in running the Trismania. It is good. And so yeah, it's just really personal preference, whatever you like. Alright guys, as promised, this is a 2-card combo for the Lightsworn, 60-card Lightsworns. You can start with either one of these two and then just a monster to discard for the Scorpio. The ideal would be to start with like a Lone Fire Blossom and then 2 monsters, just so you can make full use of that Seraph Knight, but you don't need it. The Seraph Knight's really just to set up your graveyard. But yeah, we're going to be doing the combo with the ideal hand, which would be the Lone Fire Blossom and the Raiden, and like any 2 monsters, doesn't really matter. But just keep in mind that you can do it like with just a monster in that. It's really simple. But basically, you're going to activate the Lone Fire Blossoms. You're going to go through all 3 Lone Fire Blossoms in your deck just to thin it out, which is then going to end with the Scorpio. And then you're going to discard your first monster off, for Scorpio to then special summon the Cobra. And Cobra's going to get you your Brilliant Fusion. You're then going to overlay over here. So you have your Brilliant Fusion in hand. And if you're doing your first overlay, you go into MX Saber Invoker. MX Saber Invoker is great because you can just detach 1 XYZ material. Get your 1000 Blades from deck, which is fantastic. And now you have like the MX Saber Invoker and the 1000 Blades. Then you just link those 2 away for the Mizzou's Radiant. And yeah, like that's like, oh wow, you just went from 1000 Blades and like 2 monsters to a Mizzou's Radiant. That's where the Brilliant Fusion comes in. You activate Brilliant Fusion. You send your Garnet and the Trick Clown to grave, which then gets you the Seraph Knight. So you have the Seraph Knight, the Mizzou's Radiant, and the Brilliant Fusion. And now that Trick Clown's been sent to grave, he'll trigger Special Summon himself, which then Special Summons 1000 Blades. So now you have 4 monsters on board for your Bora load, or you got your 3 Earth monsters with Mizzou's 1000 Blades and Gem Knight to go into your Curious. And yeah, basically, and then so with the ideal, you have the extra monster in hand as well, so you can get your additional special summon off of Seraph Knight, and yeah, the ideal would be Raiden because you can just mill more. And then yeah, or you can make your Sayuja and fix your hand because you've used a lot of resources in that. But remember, you always have more cards in your hand than what you started with, because this is only a 2-card combo, so you got 3 other cards in your hand to start with. Unless you started with the extra monster, then you got another 2 cards in your hand to work with as well. So if they're charged, the Lap Brigades or whatever play extenders, you're going to go nuts. You're going to go absolutely wild with this hand. And yeah, this is just a really strong combo that this deck has, and it's very accessible and just a very likely hand that you're going to start with. So yeah. So yeah, hope you guys really like this video. Again, I'd like to thank the artist who made this. I think his name was Christu, I believe. I was talking to the guy at a convention I went to, and then I loved his work, and he was able to the custom play map, which was absolutely amazing. He did a fantastic job. If I knew his Instagram or anything, I'd plug him, but yeah, love it. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the 60-card Lightsworn deck without grass, without zombies. And this is like my build, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.
The apocalypse.